Now, to generate unlimited leads for your business, there's a number of different components that need to be in place. And what I typically find working with founders or sales leaders is that they may have one of these ingredients that's working really well for them, but they don't have all of them working well and working harmoniously. And therefore, you're always going to be trapped. You're always going to be in trouble. The first thing we should touch on is, why is this even important in the first place? Now, if you want to grow and scale any business, your ability to generate consistent lead flow is absolutely critical, because without that, you will always hit some form of bottleneck. And so it's critical to take the time to work out, how can I actually make sure that I can generate a consistent amount of leads over an extended period of time? Because if you're able to do that, even if you've got a poor performing sales team, you always have this get out of jail card, you could say, because you know that you can still continue to generate great lead flow. And so with a poor closing ratio, you can still actually deliver reasonable revenue. So what could and should this look like to put yourself in a situation where you have consistent lead flow? Well, it really comes down to, first of all, having a system and infrastructure that can consistently reach out to prospects on autopilot. That's really step number one, because we're going to go on to talk about things like messaging, but without actually having a system or a setup that can continue to reach out to people, you're going to be stuck. Now, for some, they might look at hiring, for example, an SDR to do outreach or something like that. The challenge you're going to have there is the fact that whenever you're reliant on a human, so to speak, to do outreach, you're then reliant on also just their energy levels, right? What if they're tired? What if they're on holiday? What if they choose not to show up? They might just not be feeling good that day, low on motivation. And so you're now relying on all of these other intrinsic factors that potentially mean that you're not going to be able to sustain and maintain that lead flow. Because again, just being reliant on a human being. So I always recommend you need to have some form of setup that is automated, that is system-based, to put you in a circumstance where you are not basically held hostage potentially by circumstances that are out of your control. Now, once you have a system of this nature, and I should say, if you need support with building out a system of this nature, that's exactly what we do here at Fetched. So go on our website, www.fetched.ai, that's FETCHED.ai, or go on my LinkedIn profile, drop me a direct message, or click on the buttons that you'll see on screen. It will take you to our website, book a call, and we can walk you through exactly how we go about setting up our auto pipeline system, which does exactly what I just mentioned. Now, the second component to this, or the next component, is you now need the right message to the right market. And this is something that a lot of sales leaders, a lot of founders don't necessarily get right. So let's say that you've got your infrastructure to do your outreach on autopilot. Now, you need to actually put together effective copy so that you have, first of all, found the right market for the message that you have, and then you need the right message in itself. And this may sound obvious, but it's unbelievable how many organizations are not able to get either both of these components right, or certainly one of them. The reasons for this is, some organizations, first of all, say, well, we know our target market, we know our ideal customer profile, we know who we need to sell to. Well, do you really? Have you really taken the time to think, which type of organizations and people have the highest propensity to buy what I'm selling? Have you asked yourself that question? What are all of the ingredients that go into those types of organizations? I did a video last week talking about how to put together an ideal customer profile. So if you haven't watched that, go back and watch that one, and make sure that you feel good about that step first of all. The next component is the message itself. Do you have an offer to the market that really makes a difference for them? And then have you been able to articulate that in a way in your message to actually convert them to want to take a call with you? Very different skill set, right? It's one thing knowing all of the features and the benefits and the great things about what you offer, but you've now got a very narrow amount of time to capture that in a message in a way that's actually needs to convince someone that it's worth their time, it's worth spending their time to invest in. So you've got to get those components right as well. Now, when you've got an infrastructure that's working well and doing what it needs to do on autopilot, you've got the right market and you've got the right message, you really, now this becomes a game of maths and turning up the volume to put yourself in a position where you can truly generate an unlimited amount of leads. because the right infrastructure, right message, right market, all you need to do is turn up the dial. And if you turn up the dial and you continue to do that, you can really print meetings for your business. You can really print leads for your business. Incredibly powerful position to be in. So again, if you need support with any of these areas, drop me a message, go on our website. Happy to be helpful. But I hope the video in itself has been useful in terms of you thinking about how you can generate a consistent, unlimited amount of leads once you've got the right infrastructure, right message, and right market. If you've enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please do like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you on the next one.